This is part 3 of Katrina 20-year anniversary, what happened in 2005, and I'm going to directly connect it to Deuteronomy 28 so Yasharel can see this was not random but a direct covenant warning and judgment. Now let's talk about it. Deuteronomy 28 is a legal covenant chapter between Yahuwah and Yasharel. Verses 1 through 14 is blessings for obedience. Verses 15 through 68 are curses for disobedience. Katrina lines up with the curse section almost verse for verse. So let's talk about the very first verse. Scattered in captivity, Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahuwah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, and there shall be sold unto your enemies, and no man shall buy you. The descendants of transatlantic slave trade were already in America when Katrina was hit, fulfilling the Egypt's by ships captivity prophecy. Enemies over you, Deuteronomy 28:49 and 50. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against thee far, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. The U.S. government, slow and indifferent, Katrina responds, leaving the elderly, women, and children stranded, matching this verse exactly. Now, they were even calling them refugees. They're American citizens, but they were calling them refugees, and the way that the military were yelling at them like they were wild animals. Your cities destroyed, Deuteronomy 28:52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trust. The levee walls, modern fence walls, fell, flooding the city. People trusted the levee to protect them, but they fell. Lack of relief, Deuteronomy 28:29. Thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. For days residents pleaded for help, but were ignored. Foreign nations even offered aid, but the U.S. government refused most of it. Fear and no assurance of life, Deuteronomy 28:66-67. Thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night. In the morning thou shalt say, would Yahuwah it were even, and even thou shalt say, would Yahuwah it were morning. People trapped on rooftops, surrounded by water and death, not knowing if help would come. Stripped of possessions, Deuteronomy 28:31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Looting and seizure of property after the storm left survivors with nothing. Judgment and warning. This was a consequence of disobedience, idolatry, and rejecting Yahuwah's covenant. Leviticus 26:14-17, and Jeremiah 25:4-7. Warning, Katrina was not the final wrath. It was a trumpet blast to wake up the remnant before greater judgments fall on the whole nation. So why does this matter today? Katrina is prophetically identical to what's coming to all Mystery Babylon in America. Mass displacement, military control, famine, and abandonment. I just saw, like I said on the news, President Trump is sending the National Guard out to Washington, D.C. because the violence is so bad. The only protection will be repentance, obedience, and returning to Yahuwah's covenant, Deuteronomy 30:1-3 and Psalms 91. In Deuteronomy 30:19-20, I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Now let me tell you, they mistreated those people out there. They left them at the Superdome to just die. And when people were trying to help, military was not letting them go in there to help those people. And so many people perished. And they're in eternity right now, standing before Yahuwah. This is going to be, the next part is going to be very sad, because I need to tell you, this 20-year anniversary is traumatizing. I remember it. Watching it. And I remember when Kanye West came on there, when they were doing some type of benefits, saying, President Bush doesn't like black people. And when you find out all the things that President Bush didn't do, you're going to agree with Kanye West.